Good morning, my friends. Welcome to the Unitarian Universalist Fellowship at Stony Brook. My name is Lorraine Stidd, and whether you are here in our sanctuary or home live streaming, I am happy to be here with you as your worship associate this morning with our minister, the Reverend Margie Allen. Our Director of Religious Education, Deb Little, is supervising our weekly classes for children out in the garden, along with our dedicated team of teachers. I want to offer a special welcome to any of you who are with us for the first time today. I hope that you find among us inspiration for living and nourishment for your spirit. We are glad to have you here with us, and since our services vary from week to week, we hope that you will return several times to get a true sense of who we are as a community of faith. Unitarian Universalism, as a living tradition, has commitments to freedom of belief and orientation towards inclusion, interdependence, and justice. You can find additional information about the principles we strive to live by on our website at UUFSB.org and on our denominational website at UUA.org. We welcome those of all ages, abilities, and identities who are seeking a spiritual community. In order to ensure that all of us here in our sanctuary are safe, please keep your masks on over your mouth and nose while inside, unless speaking from the pulpit, and hum rather than sing along with the hymns. Only our masked hymn leader will sing. Of course, if you are at home, I invite you to sing out loud and clear as your spirit moves you. For those of you here, please remain after the service for our social time, where you can enjoy some snacks and great conversation. Due to the inclement weather today, the social time has been moved to outside the main entrance on your way to the parking lot. For those who are live streaming, you'll find the link to today's order of service, the handout, and the words to the hymns in the YouTube chat. After the service, please leave YouTube, go to our webpage, and click on the link for small group chats to connect with others. And at this time, I have a few brief important announcements to share with you. First, as you are doing your holiday shopping, please do not forget our 2 online automatic fundraising options. From our website, click on the green Support UUFSB button in the upper left corner, and then follow the links either to Serve for beautiful handmade crafts or to Amazon. UUFSB gets a percentage at no cost to you. The second announcement is to remind you that registration for the Jubilee 3 anti-racism workshop to be held on Zoom on the Martin Luther King weekend is now open. This week's news feed has a link for registration. This is a rare opportunity to deepen your learning, and Reverend Margie begs you to register, especially if you feel able but reluctant. There are still LIAC half-off discounts available, and the second member of your household to register gets half off automatically. Now, I invite you to bring yourself, heart, body, and mind, into the present moment and join us as we enter together the sacred time and space of worship with the sound of our morning bell. I have invited Charlie Posey to light our chalice this morning while I read these words by Sue Monk Kidd. Charlie? This idea of remaining in the dark is foreign to me. I'm a light-seeking creature, and an impatient one at that. But could it be that seeking light, real light, not the artificial stuff, comes only by dwelling for a time in the dark? Out of the darkness, an unprecedented new star can shine, bringing gifts of wisdom and illumination.
On Sundays in the morning, no matter the weather or the murmur of life around us, we're privileged to gather here, humans being human together, telling the stories we save for ears, tuned to the heart that shares them. We seek the comfort of company on this journey we share from sunrise to sunrise, solstice to solstice, year to year, treasuring the solace of friendship, of learning together how to wake up joyful and come to our sleep fulfilled. Together, we walk the little trails blazed here by thoughtful words, the silence in inward searching, the common language of the music we breathe in and the song we sing out. By the light of this flame, we remember our oneness. In hearing and speaking about things that matter, we grow wiser. In exchanges of love and help, we experience belonging. Many hands and hearts create change, real change. As the days become shorter, yet the longest night comes to wrap us in a dark blanket of sweet hopes and ancient fears. Remember then the ties that bind you here, connect you to everyone in this good company, to these songs and stories and laughter, to the light this small flame sheds on even the longest night as on the darkest days. Once again, the cycle of our congregational year returns us to the Sunday that falls on or before the winter solstice, the holiday Celtic pagans called Yule. As we meet today, the hours of darkness are still growing longer and the days shorter. The longest night, the actual solstice, occurs this coming Tuesday. That night, Reverend Linda Anderson and I invite you to attend our all Long Island UU Winter Solstice service on Zoom. You'll find details in the latest newsletter and news feeds on that. Also, as you may have heard, registration is open on our website for the Christmas Eve service this Friday at 7 o'clock. Linda Cortese and John Morris with Peter Winkler and Dee Dee Cook lead us in singing or humming here a seasonal carol with deep pagan roots. The words are on your order of service. Deck the halls with boughs of holly.
Deck the halls with boughs of holly, fa la 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 la. 'Tis the season to be jolly, fa la 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 la. Don we now our gay apparel, fa la 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 la. Troll the ancient Yuletide carol, fa la 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 la. See the blazing Yule before us, fa la 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 la. Strike the harp and join the chorus, la 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 la. Follow me in merry measure, la 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 la. While I tell you Yuletide treasure, la 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 la. Fast away the old year passes, la 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 la. Hail the new year, lads and lasses, fa la 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 la. Sing we joyous all together, fa la 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 la. Heedless of the wind and weather, fa la 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 la.
Love that one, thank you. Our responsive reading this morning is made of two poems that meet in the middle. The first, In Praise of Light, the second in praise of darkness. Methodist minister Jan Richardson wrote the first, "Blessed are you who bear the light." Rainer Maria Rilke wrote the second, a poem for Solstice. You'll find this reading on the separate sheet in your order of service. We'll be omitting the titles as we read. I will start the regular print, and Reverend Margie will lead you in the italicized response. Blessed are you in whom the light lives, in whom the brightness blazes.
Your heart a chapel, an altar where in the deepest night can be seen the fire that shines forth in you.
In unaccountable faith, in stubborn hope,
In love that illumines every broken thing it finds.
you, darkness that I come from, I love you more than all the fires that fence in the world.
For the fire makes a circle of light for everyone.
And then no one outside learns of you, but the darkness pulls in everything, shapes and fire, animals and myself.
How easily it gathers them, power and people, and it is possible a great energy is moving near me.
I have faith in nights.
I want to begin our time of meditation and reflection together with a traditional opening ritual in the pagan tradition, the calling or the honoring of the directions, east, south, west, north. In pagan and many indigenous traditions, the four directions have specific attributes that represent the gifts and powers we summon into the sacred space we are creating here. A compass helps to locate you and guide you in the wilderness. Calling the directions, or the quarters as they are sometimes called, works the same kind of good in gathering and orienting a worship circle. So wherever you are, settle in your seat or standing and think about where the sun rises and sets relative to where you are. Here, east is kind of behind me. And when you face east, south is to your right, by the foyer doors here. West then opposite east, under the clock, and north opposite south, towards the kitchen deck doors. So you can do the hand motions with me too if you like, and at home. East. The light that shines in the east reminds us that in weeks to come, the daylight hours will increase and grow warmer. The sun's rays will warm the earth, awaken us from our dreaming, revive and green our world again. South, the light of south reminds us of our will to live, of the electric energy that moves our bodies and fuels our brains, of the power we have to make and weather change, to work with purpose. The light of the West reminds us of the richness of community, the ways we connect, the gifts of our diverse experience and knowledge together. We here have chosen to be true to one another and to learn from each other. And north, the light of the north reminds us of the beauty within us and all around us. In the arts and in natural beauty, we find strength, renewal, inspiration, and joy. We welcome these gifts into our circle and into our hearts this morning, and blessed be. as we drop together into a few moments of shared silence, a suggestion for your meditation. Imagine yourself seated in the center of the circle where those directions we called meet. And cast your mind in each direction, wherever you are, one after the other, naming as many things that lie down that way as you feel connected to. As many as you can. Start with the east, as we did, and go around the circle clockwise to south and west and north. Think of friends, relations, places, shops, terrain. You get me? Surround yourself with relationships you treasure. And Linda and Lee will call us back from the silence with a lovely round called Rise Up, O Flame.
Rise up, O flame, by thy light glowing. Show to us beauty, vision, and joy. Rise up, O flame, by thy light glowing. Show to us beauty, vision, and joy. Rise up, O flame, by thy light glowing. Show to us beauty, vision, and joy. Rise up, O flame, by thy light glowing. Show to us beauty, vision, and joy. Rise up, O flame, by thy light glowing. Show to us beauty, vision, and joy.
It is our spiritual practice to engage in the work of love and justice making by sharing our Sunday collection plate with an organization that does that good work. Our shared plate recipient for the month of December is Long Island Jobs with Justice. This organization is active through grassroots organizing in supporting all workers who are seeking a job with justice, a living wage, a fair contract, and a voice at work. They also support immigrants' rights, and their Solidarity Fund provides emergency financial assistance to the families of workers facing deportation, and during COVID, to immigrant families who are unable to access government support because of their status. Through their Equal Education and Employment Project, they assist undocumented immigrant youth and their families to advocate for themselves by providing information about their opportunities and rights to an education. In this season, when the story of Mary, Joseph, and their baby, immigrants in the land of Egypt, is retold again, please offer your support to this agency, which works to help immigrants in our own time and place. All of your gifts are gratefully received. The ushers would come forward now. Thank you.
I am light, I am light. 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 I am not the things my family did. I am not the voices in my head. I am not the pieces of the brokenness inside. I am light. I am light. I am light, 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 I am light. I'm not the mistakes that I have made, or any of the things that cause me pain. I am not the pieces of the dream I left behind. I am light. 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 I am not the color of my eyes. I am not the skin on the outside. I am not my age. I am not my race. My soul inside is all light, all light. I am light, I am light. I am light, I am light. I am divinity defined. I am God on the inside. I am a star, a piece of it all. I am light.
The sun, daylight, sunlight, warmth, solar energy is on its way back to us. It's a promise. At least it's a promise so far in the history of our universe. This is the eternal drama for Earth dwellers. The darkness swallows us up for a while, and just when it seems that everything will be cold and wet and muddy and slushy and gray or asleep or dead most of the time, forever, bright light and warmth are coming. The sap will rise again. Now, the waiting is not easy for those of us who prefer spring and summer to winter and fall. The earth tilts back towards the sun at an almost imperceptible rate. Even trust in science leans into faith at times. But the sun comes back, light returns, and we are on the cusp of that turning point. It feels pleasant to me these days to contemplate that an event that is, as far as we know, certain. The thing I have resented most about the COVID pandemic is that so many things are uncertain, profoundly uncertain. Maybe our tour of Morocco will work out. Oops, no. Maybe I can have an uninterrupted sabbatical. Oops, no. Maybe we won't have to go back to virtual services this winter. Oops, no. Maybe we can be with family for the holidays? Probably not. I'm sure you know what I mean. We humans are used to being able to look ahead, do a little research, and be pretty sure that what we plan will happen most of the time. But the sun comes back and slowly washes the darkness away, for sure. Even a plague can't stop its return. So it's perfectly understandable that the idea of light gets to be a symbol for good things, capital G, capital T, many of which we talk a lot about in sanctuaries like this one. Light is a symbol of the holy. Halos around the crowns of angels radiate light. A bright, shining star in the east guides shepherds and kings to a babe whose birth we still will celebrate this Friday. I am the light of the world, he will say of himself, and others of him. We put a lamp in the window as a symbol of welcome and to guide the traveler home. We lift candles at a vigil as a symbol of solidarity and memory and hope. A dancing fire in the hearth or in the fire pit is an invitation to gather around, to share the light and warmth, to tell stories and to laugh. We deck our halls with lights this time of year as a symbol of joy and celebration. And at the service this Tuesday night, Linda and I will light another iteration of our Yule log for the 12th time. In a cartoon, a light bulb over someone's head means the brain below has hatched an idea. Light is a symbol for inspiration, discovery, revelation, and wisdom, all for all the ingredients that keep us found, whole, at peace, and growing. Now, darkness has gotten a bum rap compared to light. You can name for yourselves all the many ways darkness and black have come to be associated with deficiency and evil and danger and ignorance. I believe we can lay this fallacy at the feet of patriarchy and the faith traditions hatched therein. That's fodder for another sermon. But despite them, some have held darkness in as high esteem as light. And it's healthy to do so. It is simply the other side of the coin, just as valuable, just as necessary as light. Darkness is for resting, for sleeping, for dreaming, for regeneration, for waiting, for thinking and integrating, for creating. We can't do without it. And once we understand this and begin to long for darkness, we face a countercultural struggle for the privilege of choosing to indulge in its pleasures. Light, including artificial light, dominates our waking experience, regardless of the season or the hour. Albert Schweitzer is quoted among the readings in our hymnal in number 447. His words, "At times our own light goes out and is rekindled by a spark from another person. Each of us has cause to think with deep gratitude of those who have lighted the flame within us." These words, of course, are in the section devoted to chalice lightings. I'm sure you've heard of them before. And I'm sure that you can remember times when you felt your own inner light dim or extinguished. Without its glow, however faint, darkness can overwhelm, and it is possible to get lost in it. On Friday night, Christmas Eve, service leaders will bring our chalice light out into the congregation, and each person there will tip the unlighted wick of their own candle toward the little flame that is offered, and then pass it along. Rise up, O flame, by thy light glowing. Show to us beauty, vision, and joy. This little light of ours we carry into the new year together. We carry that light. We carry the little light of yang in the depths of our dark yin. And inside the light of yang, the refuge and teacher that is darkness coils up small. Last summer, Linda and I climbed a moderate incline for a mile or two up to Step Falls, just outside of Grafton Notch State Park near Newry, Maine. The trail was marked by blazes, bright streaks of, in this case, blue paint on the trunks of key trees on the path. This use of the word blaze comes from the same ancient root meaning shine or flash or burn, but comes to trails from the word for the light-colored mark or spot on the face of a horse. So in a way, we found our way up the unfamiliar twisting trail by a kind of torchlight. In ancient times and among indigenous peoples within our own memories, humans carried a glowing ember from the campfire they were leaving, stowed in one or another of a kind of ingenious device, and used it to start the fire in their new settlement. For continuity, it traveled with them like a guiding star. Our bodies themselves run on electricity, as you know, as potassium and sodium and magnesium and calcium ions create charge imbalances across the membranes of our cells. We carry the light, the blaze, the flame, literally within us, and it literally guides our steps. That light will return is as sure as death and taxes, for all we know. But we need reminding, especially when the nights are long and cold, and the day's news is especially dismal. In the season dominated by darkness, we generate the light, contain it, hold on to it, deck the halls with it, as if to call the sun back towards us. And so we have always done. In that light, we find our way into and out of the darkness our bodies crave and need. That's the end of the sermon. Every time I pass the sign on Nichols Road for the Furrows exit, I think of our closing hymn. I actually sing it most of the time when I drive by. It's an Advent hymn, but so pagan in spirit. Furrows be glad, we will sing. The seed is resting in the darkness, waiting for the sun's welcome approach. Linda, Cortese, and, let me make sure this time, John Morris, and Dee Dee and Peter lead us in the carol, People Look East.
People look east, the time is near, of the crowning of the year. Make your house fair as you are able, trim the hearth and set the table. People look east and sing today, love the guest is on the way. Glad the work is there, one more seed is planted there. Give up your strength and seed to nourish, that in the course the flower may flourish. People look east and sing today, love the roses on the way. Stars people watch when night is dim. One more light the bowl shall brim, shining beyond the frosty weather, bright as sun and moon together. People look east and sing today, love the star is on the way.
Our closing words are A Blessing for the Longest Night, written by Jan Richardson. Hold these words in your heart as you leave today. May they serve to light your way on Tuesday night, on the longest night of the year, and through every inside and outside nighttime you live into in the New Year's run into spring. Jan Richardson, Blessing for the Longest Night. All throughout these months, as the shadows have lengthened, this blessing has been gathering itself, making ready, preparing for this night. It has practiced walking in the dark, traveling with its eyes closed, feeling its way by memory, by touch, by the pull of the moon, even as it wanes. So believe me when I tell you, this blessing will reach you even if you have not light enough to read it. It will find you even though you cannot see it coming. You will know the moment of its arriving by your release of the breath you have been holding for so long. A loosening of the clenching in your hands, of the clutch around your heart, a thinning of the darkness that had drawn itself around you. This blessing does not mean to take the night away, but it knows its hidden roads, knows the resting spots along the path, knows what it means to travel in the company of a friend. So when this blessing comes, take its hand, get up, set out on the road you cannot see. This is the night when you can trust that any direction you go, you will be walking toward the dawn.
Now comes the solstice night. I wish you safe and sound, whether snow be light or heavy on the ground. Our hearts bring back the light, as all the earth must do. May stars fill up our sight with wishes coming true. My wish this solstice night is grace and peace to you. Now comes the time of year when shadow yields the throne. The lords of oak and holly, the dance that must be done. Keep faith and keep your candle. The sun is sure to rise over sleepy fields of winter, bringing beauty to our eyes. Upon this solstice night, I wish you safe and sound, whether snow be light or heavy on the ground. Our hearts bring back the light, as all the world would must do. Stars fill up our sight with wishes coming true. My wish this solstice night is grace and peace to you.
Grace and peace to you.
My wish this solstice night
This solstice night.
is grace and peace to you.
Grace and peace to
Grace
you.
and peace to you.
Grace and peace to
Grace
you.
and peace to you.
Grace and peace to you.
We give thanks to the Four Directions for holding us and blessing our gathering this Sunday. May the light of promise in the east and the light of change in the south and the light of community in the north, in the west, and the light of beauty in the north shine bright within us all. And may your own solstice be a bright blaze on the path to spring. Amen.